out here tearing down strongholds. We breaking down walls of Christianity, Islam, worldly views. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff that the world throws at you to try to teach you, opposite of what God's commandments is. That is our job, to pull down those strongholds, right? Read on.
Casting down imagination.
Casting down all imagination. That's an imagination. That's a lie. Right? Read on.
And every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God.
See that in everything, every wicked thing that's acknowledging you in this earth is against the Most High God, right? The Lord said the knowledge of this world is foolishness with Him, right? Everything in this world is foolishness to the Most High God, man. You know what I'm saying? The wisdom of this world is nothing to the Most High, man. So we gotta take that and we gotta pull it down and we gotta destroy it, man, and cast it out. Because it's all lies. It's made to keep you away from the Most High God, man. Right? So now, question. What is sin? Right? We're gonna get you to understand what sin truly is. What is sin?
Sin, volitional desires.
Yeah, that's part of it. It's actually a definition, a biblical definition of what sin truly is, right? We're going to get that for you. First John.
Bring it out.
3 and 4.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3 and verse 4.
Right?
Whosoever committed sin, transgresseth also the law.
Right.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
So sin is breaking God's laws. Right? So guess what? When you wasn't keeping God's law, you was what?
Sin.
In sin. So how do you get out of sin?
Line with God.
To keep.
Follow the commandment.
That's it. That's it. Because you say you love God, right? Well, how do you show God you love Him?
Follow His commandments.
That's it. Right. That's that simple.
I do a one verse the Bible say they say like they lips speak that they love you, but their hearts are real far from you.
That's right.
Look at that.
That's right.
Isaiah 30 and 10 today.
Matthew.
Oh, Matthew, yeah. Read that.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 3.
Right.
For this is the love of God, that we keep His commandments.
Right.
And His commandments are not grievous.
So that's the love of God. If you keep His commandments, then they not hard, right? So give me Romans 10 and 1, right? We're going to read exactly what you said, because you were the spirit, brother. And it's in the Bible.
I love God.
Right? Yeah, that's beautiful, man. You know a little something, King. That's it, man. You know what I'm saying? I think it's Matthew, yeah,
Yeah, God. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 13 and verse 14.
Right.
It says, and in them is fulfilled by the prophet Isaiah,
Right.
which saith, by hearing ye shall hear and shall not understand,
Right.
and seeing ye shall see and shall not perceive.
Right.
For this people's hearts is waxed gross, and their ears are full of slocking, and their ears are dull of hearing,
Right.
and their eyes they have closed. Lest at any time, hold on, let me see. It might be earlier.
I think it's
I can see.
put that table over there, and put that up there on that table. Yeah, move that table over here and then put it so you can see. All right.
John, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 7.
Right.
Ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, this people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips,
Right.
but their heart is far from me.
See that? You know what I'm saying? That's what's happening, man. Because our people pack out these churches every Sunday, right? And they out there join, they pass it out, you know what I'm saying? Pastor throw that jacket at them and they fall over the pews and so-called catching the Holy Ghost and hallelujah and all that type of stuff, man. And they trying to honor the Most High, but guess what? Their mind ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Because they really don't know the Most High. Because they don't keep no commandments. They break the Sabbath. Like our people out here right now, the Sabbath day is right now. It starts Friday night to Saturday night, right? The 7th day of the week. But our people are buying, they selling, they doing their own thing. They on the corner shaking their behind, going on just all manner of wickedness, man. And that's why we're in the state that we're in, man. See, our people say that they love God, but they don't know why. Right? Read what you got.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 10 from the top. Brethren, my My heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved.
Right?
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God,
Right.
but not according to knowledge.
See, our people, we got an unction to serve the Lord. We want to serve the Lord all the time. We got that in us because it's in us, man, to serve the Lord. But we don't do it the right way, man.
Right.
We don't do it according to knowledge. We don't know how to serve the Most High.
Right.
Right? But guess what? Now the Lord is calling us back and telling us to keep His commandments, right? What's going on, young brothers? Y'all got a couple minutes? What's going on, kings? Y'all believe in the Bible, man?
Yeah,
What y'all know about the Bible? What y'all know about the Israelites, man?
I know a lot.
Not a lot. Y'all know y'all Israelites, man?
Yeah.
So-called black, Hispanic, Native Americans, y'all Israelites, man. Get them brothers a fly real quick, man. Matter of fact, y'all got YouTube?
Yeah.
Go to your YouTube real quick. I'm gonna shoot y'all a channel real quick, man. So y'all get on your con. All praise to the Most High, man. We're gonna get y'all a channel real quick so y'all can get in and get this word, man.
I got your phone to get him.
You know what I'm saying? That brother gonna hook you up, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing, man, to see our brothers out here coming together, man. What's up, man? Hey, we love that you listening, man, because, hey, man, the Most High God is rejoicing right now, man. The angels are rejoicing in heaven right now with that over one sinner that repent. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing, man. Our brothers out here listening, you know what I'm saying? What's your nationality, brother?
You said what?
What's your nationality?
My nationality, I'm mixed.
Mitch, what's your father?
My father black.
You black. Well, guess what? The seed is by the Father, right? So you would be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, the same tribe that Christ comes from, okay? You know what I'm saying? You're God on this earth, man. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta repent and come back to the commandments in these last days, man. Right? We gotta understand the power that we truly hold, man. By serving the Lord and keeping His commandments, right? That's the only way that we can access our power, that we can get back up until the hey, credits. It was almost over, okay? Good hands. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta keep the commandments in these last days, brother, if we want to be saved out of this place, man. Y'all wanna go back because y'all know this ain't your homeland, man. This is the place of your captivity. Your true homeland is in Jerusalem. Did you know that? That's where we from. We from the East, man. We're not Africans. We're not niggas. That's right. We Israelites. From the land of Israel, man. Right? Remember that, man. Y'all gods on this earth, y'all kings, man. We gotta repent, keep the commandments. Tap into the information, brothers, and learn y'all true nationality, man. Come back to the Most High God. Y'all be safe, man, out here, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing, man. When our young brothers are starting to come back, man. And that's what's been happening lately, man. The Most High has been bringing in the younger generation, man. You know what I'm saying? He's been opening up his, you know what I'm saying, his word to the younger crowd.
It's real. Shall I know the very revelation says he's still like getting there, though he's gonna pour out my spirit, young and old.
That's right. That's in the book of Amos, I believe. Oh, Joel 2:28. Yeah, that's Joel 2:28. Man, get that, man. Right, this brother in the spirit, man. He out here, you know what I'm saying? That's beautiful, right? Get that, king. It's a lot, man. Read.
This is the book of Psalm chapter 78.
What's going on, sister? You got a couple minutes to hear the words of the Lord real quick? Just 2 or 3 minutes. What's going on?
All right.
Might as well. That's beautiful. What's your nationality?
All praise.
What's your nationality?
What's my nationality? Black.
Black. Okay, I got a question. You believe in the Bible, right?
Not really.
No, really, why not?
When I learned more about our history, I kind of pulled away from it.
Well, guess what? What if I told you something? What if I told you that the Bible is our history book? It's not a religious book. It's actually our history book. And I'm going to show you one thing to prove what I'm saying. Give me Deuteronomy 28:68. Let me show you something real quick. Give me Exodus 22. Let me show you something real quick. All right, so I got a question. You heard of the transatlantic slave trade before? Right? So one question is, how did we get over here in our captivity? By what mode of transportation?
We're already here.
But now some of us were here, but we were not always here. We come from the east.
But we're from everywhere.
Yeah.
We're the original creators of everything.
Well, yeah, you're right about that. But our original homeland, we come from Jerusalem, right? And some of our brothers and some of the tribes did come over here first, right? So we were the first people that inhabited this place. But also we had ancestors that came from what? West coast of Africa. That was brought over here by what? Oh, I'm gonna show you that's in the
So
Bible.
they say.
Right? I'm gonna show you that's in the Bible, right? Read that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68.
Right.
And it reads, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So the Lord, now you've heard of Israelites, right? Right? So when they were in Egypt, what were they doing? They were in captivity, right? Under the Pharaoh, under the Egyptians, right? So the Lord said, look, now when we left out of Egypt, we never went back, right? So the Lord said, look, I'm going to bring you back into Egypt. Now when the Most High God talks to us, he talks to us in similitudes, right? So basically what he's saying is when I bring you back into Egypt, I'm going to bring you back into what? Another captivity again, right? So read that. I'm going to prove that real quick.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2.
Right.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
See that? So the Lord said, look, Egypt is equivalent to bondage, right? So read that from the top, right?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again
Bondage again, how?
with ships.
With what?
With ships.
So you said, how do we get on this side of the earth? With ships. That's in the Bible, right? Read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Right.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies
Right.
for bondmen and bondwomen.
So when we got over here on this side of the earth, we was what? Sold, right? Sold to who?
White man.
What did the Lord call them?
And ye shall be sold unto your enemies
Right?
for bondmen and bondwomen.
Right.
And no man shall buy you.
And right, and we still here. No man can deliver us out of this. We have Martin Luther King, right? Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, so on and so forth. They all tried, but what happened? They got cut down. Because the Lord said, ain't no man gonna get you out of this but him. Right? And you were sold to your enemies to do what? Serve him. And the reason why we were put in that position is what? Because we failed from keeping the commandments of the Most High God. That's right. Right? But read that real quick.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15.
Right.
But it shall come to pass, if the statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses
Right.
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So the Lord said, look, if you don't follow my commandments, then I'm going to put curses on you.
So is that the New Testament or Old Testament?
That's Old Testament, right? But it's all one book. They try to tell you, oh, Old Testament, New Testament. Hey, the Lord said, I come in the volume of the book. It's the whole book, you know what I'm saying? And guess what? You can't understand the New Testament if you don't know the Old Testament. If you don't know the history, there's no way to understand the New Testament. Right? So guess what? He told you 4,000 years ago that guess what? If you're not going to follow my commandments, I'm going to send you on a boat to your captivity. You're going to serve your enemies because you chose not to serve me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to give you one more verse that's going to show you that. Give me Jeremiah 17:4. Right?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4.
Right.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
Right.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
Right.
For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
Because guess what? He said, I'm going to make you discontinue from your language and your heritage that I gave you. Because when I ask you your nationality, what you say to me? I'm black. Well, where in the Bible did God ever call you black? What plane can you go back to the land of black?
Technically, we are poor.
More just means black. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? We were before the Moors were, right? Before that, we were Israelites, right?
That's right.
And exactly who called you a Moor? You know what I'm saying? You know? So you got to understand these things. You say you got to appreciate what you got, Ken.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 37.
Right.
And thou shalt become an astonishment,
Right.
a proverb and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
Right? So you're going to be a proverb, right? Black, African American, Negro, nigger. Everything but the child of God.
Right.
right? And these things were specifically set up to keep you from your true nationality, right? Give me Psalm 83. I'm gonna show you everything's in the Bible. See? Everything's in the Bible. But guess what? The reason why we don't really believe in this is because we were taught by our oppressors, man.
No, that's not why a lot of
A lot of us don't.
That's not why. That was my own doing.
You know what I'm saying? Well, see, hey, and I'm gonna show you why you really didn't understand. Like, cause you read it before, right? You say you read it. Okay, I'm gonna show you why you didn't understand it the way you should, right? I'm gonna show you that. Give me the book of Psalm, chapter 111, 10. Right, read it.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83. And I'm going to start at verse 2.
Right?
It says, For lo, thine enemies make a tumult,
Right.
and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel.
They have what?
They have taken crafty counsel.
So your enemies have taken crafty counsel against you, right?
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
Right.
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Right.
They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation,
Right.
that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That's why every so often you hear black, African American, Negro, nigga, color, right? Can I ask your age? I don't like to ask over that age, but if you don't
Man,
mind.
I'm happy with my age. I'm 40.
You're 40? Okay, well, I'm 37. We're pretty close. But, hey, the word African American came in the 80s, 1986, when I was born. You know what I'm saying? So technically, my mother, when she had me, I was the first African American that came on the scene. My brother that was before me, which is your age, was not African American. How was that possible? You see what I'm saying? It makes absolutely no sense. You know what I'm saying? But your enemies have embraced your nationality and your remembrance through this earth because they know who you are and they know the power that you hold.
Right.
Right? Because why is it that only the black folks are the ones that's called different names? Everybody else, you can get a Chinese person, a white person, and anybody else up here, you can ask them where they from. They can tell you who they go back to. But we can't. Right? But the Lord said that was going to happen to a certain people. He's talking to the Israelites. So who must we be? You know what I'm saying? He's only dealing with one nation. He's our God. He's nobody else's God on this planet. The people that's on here, he's our God. It's in the Bible. Right, Joel 2:27, give me that. I'm going to show you that because guess what? They taught us in these churches, man, that God loves everybody. Everybody's equal. It's a lie. God never said that. That's why they don't read the Bible in church. They might read the scripture and then they dance and they play music and hooping and hollering, but they never tell you the truth. Exactly.
Because the church, bro, they tell you what you want to do.
That's it. They tell you smooth words, but they don't tell you what's actually in the book. And what they tell you, if you want to hide something from a nigga, what? Put it in the book. And that's the problem. We don't like to read. Right? But guess what? The Lord said he's your God. I'm going to show you that, right?
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2, and verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed.
See that? The Lord said, I'm your God, and nobody else. But you got to wonder, well, guess what? If he's my God, okay, fine. Well, why are we always downtrodden? We killed in the streets. We marching, no justice, no peace. You know what I'm saying? We in the slums. We locked up in the jails, wholesale. You know what I'm saying? Our women are out here ruling, doing their thing. Our men are leaving women and leaving their children and all these things. Why is it happening? Because we chose not to serve the Most High God. And we went astray, and he put curses on us. And we out here running around to and fro talking about we niggas, we black, we bad B, we real niggas out here, we doing our thing. But guess what? The Lord never called you that. You a princess on this earth. You royalty. And of course, we feel that in ourselves. We feel like it, but we don't walk in it. We don't conduct ourselves as such, right? But the Lord is punishing us and nobody else. You wonder why we deal through these things but no other nation does. Because he's our God and he's punishing us. If you have a child and you tell your child, yeah, you can go outside and play with that kid down the street, but you better not end up in that street, right? And if you look outside and you see that little boy in the street with your son, are you going to go out there and whoop both of them boys, or are you going to get your son? I mean, but just saying, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get your son, right?
Yeah.
And that's what the Lord does to us, right? Read that.
God, this is the book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all of your iniquities.
That's right. He only punishes us because we are his children. How y'all sisters doing, right? Y'all believe in the Bible? We just telling this sister that guess what? So-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans are the true children of Israel. We are the people that the Bible speaks about. Those are our ancestors. That's our bloodline, right? And we got to come back to the Most High God these last days and take back our nationality, man. And wake up and understand that we're not black, niggas and Negroes and colors out here, right? You sisters, so-called African Americans, you be from the tribe of Judah, the same tribe that Christ come from. Did you know that Christ was a black man and he looked like you? You know what I'm saying? You believe you didn't know that? We're going to get it out the Bible. I'm going to show you. I'm going to speak my Bible. All right, sis, well, guess what? Yeah, get to YouTube. Get to YouTube so you can listen in, you know what I'm saying, and get some more of the knowledge, man, if you don't mind. Right? I appreciate you coming and stopping and listening, though. Definitely, man. You know, that's a beautiful thing, man. Right? Go ahead, Rick. How y'all sisters, y'all got time to hear the words of the Lord real quick, 2 minutes? Y'all got a couple minutes?
I love grace.
Don't run from it. Y'all got a couple minutes. It's life changing right here. Get a couple minutes.
We on camera?
You don't have to be. You can stay right there. You can hear me. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. I don't want you to be in the street or nothing like that. You want to step up. You know what I'm saying? But how y'all sisters doing this evening? Y'all doing good? Y'all believe in the Bible?
All of our channels are part of
Yeah. What y'all know about the Bible? What's going on, brother? You believe in the Bible, man? What y'all know about the Bible?
Seattle, India, Trinidad, Europe.
Huh?
Like, this is our main channel.
Everybody like who?
This channel for
Yeah, like who?
Like anybody.
Anybody on earth? That's not true. I'm gonna show you that in the Bible, right? Because God said it, right? Give me Romans 9:13. I'm gonna show you that, right? Because we learned that in church. We grew up learning that like God loves everybody, right? He just loves
I
everybody.
thought it was unconditional.
Not well, for his people it's unconditional, right? I'm gonna show you something. Read it.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. But Esau have I hated.
The Lord said he hates Esau, right? Esau is a nation of people, right? Well, today would be the so-called white people.
That's right.
Right? The Lord hates white people. He does. Why? Think about it. What have they done in this earth that's good to anybody? Okay. And you hate what God hates, right? And you rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? And God also hates sin, right? And I'm gonna have to show you something, brother, before you leave, right? God also hates sin. Okay, brother, Lord willing, man. If not, you're an Israelite. If not, man, hey, look, keep the commandments, man. Straighten up.
Yeah, man. Hey, bro, I ain't scared of the
Look at his
truth,
head.
bro. Yeah, our people don't be wanting to hear that, man, you know.
Run, man, every time. They run from that judgment. When they say, oh, guess what? The white man can't go. Oh, no, what? White master can't go.
The brother pointed out one of the coldest scriptures in the entire Bible. I think it's
Oh, you said, go ahead.
all right, I'll bring it. Right? This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, and verse 54. 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, and verse 54, right? It says, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all. And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Right?
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people, which also come of Adam,
They come from Adam as well.
thou hast said that they are nothing.
What the Lord say?
They are nothing,
Right?
but be like unto spittle,
Right?
and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
The Lord said these other nations are like spit unto him. You know what I'm saying? It's like a drop that falls from the vessel.
That's
you
right.
have a bucket of water, yeah, and you walk around and breathe on an accident. You're not gonna worry about that. You know what I'm saying?
Praise Joshua.
Yeah, what I'm saying? Right? Right, and his name is Yahushua.
That's
That's how
right.
you say it.
My bad.
The Father's name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushua.
That's right.
Can you say that? Can you say Yahushua? Yahushua. Right? And you can say Yahweh. Yahweh. That's what God's name is, Yahweh. And his son's name is Yahushua.
That's right.
That's all praise to the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? That's beautiful.